Everybody loves TV. Let's talk about television. So I'm not sure how well these slides will work in primarily Francophone city, but let's give it a shot. So this is my column. I have a column in the Globe and Mail every second Thursday. It's in the technology section. So you can see here that I wrote a column, and it says, what does OTT mean? And at the bottom of my column, you can see it says over the top. So I want to talk to you about over the top, okay? Just for a second. Anybody remember this over the top? See, that doesn't work in French Canada. It was called Génie en herbe on SRC. So it's in English that's much funnier. Reach for the top, not over the top. So let's see if this joke works any better. So when I talk about over the top, do I mean this? Why are you laughing? It's a Sylvester Stallone movie called Over the Top. I mean, you make it sound as if it's not a very good movie. I will have you know, this is the single best movie I have ever seen about arm wrestling. Seriously, the entire movie is about arm wrestling. That's not what we're talking about. Over the top is over the top television. Right now, when most of us consume TV, we do it primarily by connecting to a cable system, or to a satellite system, or to IPTV from a phone company. But in each of those cases, we're connected to what's called a BDU, a broadcast distribution unit, and we pay them money every month. Maybe 30 bucks, maybe 60 bucks, maybe 120 bucks, depends how much TV you watch. Many people are saying we aren't going to do that in the future. We are going to watch TV over the top. I will connect to the internet, and I will directly link through something like Google TV, Apple TV, Hulu. I will connect through Netflix. I will connect through some form of digital service, and instead of paying $100 a month for cable, I'll pay $8 a month for Netflix, right? And that's going to destroy the TV industry. Let's talk a little more about that. First of all, there's very little evidence for that so far. When you look at the US data, as you can see on this slide, the percentage of US homes getting cable plus broadband has grown enormously, almost 12% in 2 years. Meanwhile, the percentage of homes that have that have broadband but no cable is barely growing at all. Very few homes are cutting the cable cord in the United States. Canadian data, very, very similar. Secondly, there are very many standards in the world of all these over-the-top solutions. 10 different standards. Many consumers remember the problem with beta and VHS, and they don't want to be orphaned on a standard that won't be supported in the future. There's too many choices. Consumers are not yet adopting any one of them. Third, somebody out there didn't get the memo on the tablet computer. This has one button, and they're trying to get rid of the one button. There's a real story about this. A senior vice president at a large technology company in the United States that rhymes with Oogle wrote a tweet, and that's why I can say this. It's all public information. He put it out on his tweet stream. He said, "I'm a pilot. I just tried installing this over-the-top TV solution. It was easier for me to learn to fly my Cessna than to use this system." They're very complex. By the way, all of this doesn't mean that nobody's going to do it. There will be early adopters. There will be people who are happy using a device of this complexity. All that we're talking about is, will 97% of Canadians do this? Let's keep going. Before I do that, does anybody recognize, I know this is a Toronto guy, and so nobody's ever heard of him. Anybody recognize it? I'll take a shout out. Absolutely. Marshall McLuhan, famous professor of media studies at the University of Toronto, had a little conversation about how we understand media and how human beings interact with media. Marshall McLuhan is famous for saying this one thing, many things, but especially this one. TV is a cool medium. You've probably heard that phrase. The funny thing is, we understand it wrong today. When Marshall McLuhan was talking about hot mediums and cold mediums, to him, a hot medium was something that was tremendously full of detail and information, and the consumer was passive. Hot media, cool audience. TV, in 1962, was a cool medium. It was a 7-inch black and white, grainy, phosphor, staticky screen. And Marshall McLuhan's point is that it was a cool medium because you had to engage your brain to even see the picture on it. Now, I don't know about you, but my 58-inch, LCD screen on high def is not what Marshall McLuhan was talking about. TV has changed. It is now, in fact, I would argue, the hottest medium out there. Therefore, as an audience, do we need to engage our brains to watch TV? Has anybody ever seen the TV show 2.5 Men? Okay, I'm going to ask the question again. Does anybody here believe we need to engage our brains to watch TV? We, in fact, are couch potatoes. I don't want to think. I don't want to engage. By the way, is anybody else a little worried about this slide? Because it's a potato, and beside it, it's a bag of potato chips. Like, that's just wrong, right? I mean, that's cannibalism or potatoism or something. Anyway, we are couch potatoes. Television is the supermedia. What do we mean by that? Well, everybody knows that the internet is destroying all traditional media, right? We all know it. Online kills traditional. Somebody forgot to tell TV. This year, there will be 140 billion hours more TV watched than last year. There will be tens of millions around the world, China, India, watching TV with new shows, with new content. As a percentage of global advertising revenues, TV is up. Not only is it up, it is the spoke, the hub of the wheel around which so many other media revolve. Think about a website like TMZ, which is about nothing but people who are on TV. Twitter. Who are the popular people on Twitter? It's not Duncan, not Robert. Kathleen, it's not even you, although you're close. Who is it? Ashton Kutcher. Right? TV stars. TV stars are the popular ones. So TV is going to continue to be, of all the traditional media, it's going to continue to do incredibly well.